Welcome back to the Recovery Channel. Before I get into my next guest, I'd like to invite you over to my Instagram page, the Recovery Channel AUS, and my YouTube channel, TRC AUS, The Real TRC. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. My next guest is in for a lighthearted chat right before the Christmas season. He's a beer-drinking, piss-taking, space cowboy biker. Please welcome to the show, my friend Jack. Yeah, we had a quick, if you want, you can, there's like a adapter underneath there, if you want to monitor the noise and stuff. But it's recording, so.
Alright, cool.
She's all sweet.
I'll hit it up.
Oh,
Is this one on as well?
Yeah, but you got, this one's just a wide one.
Yeah, okay.
So just chuck it into that, there's like a white.
Oh, this
Yeah,
white bugger, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, man.
No, we had a Christmas party the other week down at the waterfront. Not the waterfront, Lugs Bay,
Yeah.
and it wasn't too bad. It was mainly just dinner and shit.
Yeah,
It
right.
was pretty sick. Fucking Jamie. I was thinking about that the other day because like in the one that I recorded with Molly, you're gonna hear me like typing and clicking on the mouse and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, maybe we should just use smartphones. And then I was listening to the JRE, and he's like, Jamie, get this up. And you hear like nothing. It's absolute silence. And he's like, oh, look at that. Because I listened to it in the truck. He's like, oh, just play the video real quick. And I'm like, man, I can't see anything.
Yeah.
It's completely
That's
pointless.
the worst part.
But, I was looking at those Boris Johnson videos.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, because I know you wanted to talk about it. But
Yeah.
I suck at reading. So I was watching YouTube videos, man. And he's just so, like, I don't know, as a leader, I'm not sure, but as a person, like, he just doesn't really care about what other people think of him.
Yeah, I know.
And
He's
I
sort
was-
of like an English Trump.
Yeah, kind of, eh? And, I think I was watching the Al Jazeera one. Al Jazeera is, like, heavily leftist bias.
Yeah.
And they were basically just asking him questions, like, bombarding him with all these questions, and they didn't show his reply or anything.
Yeah,
And one of
right.
them was, do you regret doing a type A drug? And it's because he snorted cocaine and bragged about it.
Far out.
Oh, so funny. But, yeah, he's really pushing that Brexit deal through.
Yeah, I think he's the right person to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Because that sort of character that he's got, it's just, he knows how to get things done.
Mm.
And
Well,
even if, you don't like what he's doing, he's going to make change anyway.
Yeah. Not only that, but I think he definitely seems like he's actually going to deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
He's-
like our politicians where they make all these policies, but I haven't really seen a lot of them enacted since
Yeah.
the elections.
Because he's just got that huge amount of self-confidence.
Mm.
And it just doesn't come across in Australian politics.
Oh, bro. ScoMo just came back for the fires and he's like, I deeply regret going on holiday. And I was reading articles on it this morning and all the Facebook comments were like, oh, ScoMo should come back. And I was like, what is he going to do? I was like, what is he going to do? What is he going to change? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's not really much you can do except throw money at it, you know? Like a
What?
bushfire.
Throw money at the volunteers.
Yeah, man.
Like, good job on him. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that, but fuck, like, he's just gonna shake hands and say that he like sympathizes with people. And
Yeah,
it's completely pointless. And, like, either way, he should have just stayed on holiday. I
yeah.
think.
And he should have had like a press conference or something and be like, look, we're going to help out, but I'm going to stay on holiday.
It is in his
Is it like a
Hawaiian
Hawaiian
shirt.
shirt?
Oh, it's a bit hot. Oh, fuck.
Or he's getting like a back rub. And it's on, the press conference is like a massage table.
Oh, I'm seeing needed. Get away from me, Ling. I'm busy.
Oh, you have so much stress in your
so much
shoulders.
tension. Oh, fuck. No, but yeah. Yeah, it was a scorcher yesterday, and the fires did get a fair bit out of control. This whole area got evacuated, man.
Yeah. I mean, even on the way up here this morning, like, I went past Manapara Shopping Centre, and like from there on, like, you could just smell smoke.
Mm.
It's like you just open a window,
Yeah. But I think, I'm not sure what they started from, but yeah, it definitely made a full impact down here. And the one over the hills at Kumaraka was still going through the night. There were pictures on Facebook of people flying over and stuff, and it was still roaring. But I don't know, they manage fires a lot differently down here. In the territory, every year they do a backburn.
Yeah. I remember when I went up there on holiday, they were doing a backburn, like just behind Jabiru.
Yeah, and because in Queensland, like when I was growing up, they did backburns, but only along like fire breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
And not like, I don't think they really got out of hand. It was more to control it for later on in the season. Is exactly what they do.
Yeah. Right.
And in the NT, like as much as, because there's 6 months of like no rain, and it's cool mainly, but once the fire starts, like it can spread. It just doesn't because of the backburning. I think down here I've noticed that they don't really do any of that at all.
No, not at all. I mean, in more like rural areas, they do a little bit more, like over on the Eyre Peninsula and stuff. And people have like full on complain about it, but
it's the fucking grannies. It's just
yeah, but I mean, you remember? Oh, you probably wouldn't remember because you might not have been in the state. But we had a huge fire over like Port Lincoln Way, like I don't know, like 10 years ago, and it was insane. It was like a week or something, and it was just out of control. And yeah, now they always backburn there.
Well, even the couple of weeks ago, they had a big one north of Port Wakefield.
Yeah,
I was out at Wallaroo, man. I'd driven out, and then on the way back, it started. And when I pulled up at Wallaroo, I checked my phone, and my missus was calling. Everybody was telling me that there's bushfires and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool because the CFS and 9 News do like a live feed of the fire, and you can just watch this thing going. It's doing like it's clocking over 100, mate. Like it's 0 to 100 is like 5 seconds.
So you can actually see it just
sprint. Yeah.
Oh wow!
It was crazy, and it was just like a strip, like cutting across this road, and then just kept on going. And yeah, I think I ended up coming back through Balaclava and stuff. I had like 3 hours on, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. They had Port Wakefield was shut down, all the roads in and out were shut down, and then these fucking truckies on Channel 40 just whinging about everybody asking about it, mate. It's like,
So what? When you went up there, it was before the fire started. So you just drive along like la-di-da, nothing's going on.
Yeah, so it would have been like mid-morning. So I probably left Adelaide about the same time a fire started.
Okay.
Because when I went out there, it was through Port Wakefield.
Ah, right.
And then I sort of noticed like police and firers along the way.
Yeah.
But they didn't look like they were in much of a hurry.
And you didn't really take much notice of it. It's like, oh,
no, I was sort of like, something's going on. Because it was for work. So I should have been like, they're not going to send me anywhere where it's a little bit dangerous. It should be alright. And, so it wasn't until I was getting closer to Wallaroo, I saw firers like hooking in the other direction, and I was like, shit, what's going on?
Oh, wow.
And I ended up arriving at Wallaroo at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's when, I got bombarded.
Yeah.
And, I saw the live stream and was like, fuck, what am I going to do? So, yeah, it was quite an interesting day, that one.
Yeah, man. That's insane. But yeah, like, it was... How close did it get to here yesterday, then? Because you're pretty close.
You could smell it yesterday.
Yeah.
So, I think it got as close as Hillier.
Yeah.
I'm not quite full bottle where that is, though. But it was definitely behind the Bunnings on the other side of the road there.
Yeah, right. Oh, far,
Yeah, so... And people were saying you could see ash and stuff falling in the air. And it was pretty smoky yesterday, so...
Oh, yeah. Even, like, coming home from, like, work yesterday, like, I was down by Brickworks, and when I went up on the overpass, South Road overpass, you could just see the smoke, like, off in the distance, and it's just, like, far out, man.
And then, in a fucking change of events, there's a severe thunderstorm warning and hail predicted. It was...
Yeah. It's like 8 o'clock in the evening. They just flipped the switch. It's like, nah, no more heat. We're having a thunderstorm.
I know it was hot, guys, but be careful, it's going to get cold.
And then today it's awesome. It's like, yeah, man. Fucking Australia.
It's not too bad today. I reckon it'll still get warm. But apparently all next week's supposed to be pretty hot.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want to know what it's going to be like for Christmas. Because my auntie's got a pool. So I'm going to set up under an umbrella with an esky next to me. And I'm just going to be sinking piss all afternoon.
That seems to be the trend, eh? One of the fellas is having a work party today.
Yeah.
He works for a big contractor that we work with.
Yeah.
And he's having the work party at his house, and he's got this huge man cave and like 6 or 7 tables made out of old wine barrels and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And a pool that sits right behind it, and a huge, I think it was a 100-inch TV.
Yeah.
With like an outdoor couch sitting around it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's set up, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I know, and we went to a restaurant instead for our work too, so. Wish I had known him earlier.
That's an amazing setup. It's like he's got a pub beer garden and like outdoor area just at his house.
Yeah. Well, there's a group on Facebook called Aussie Man Caves.
Yeah.
And some of the man caves they have set up are almost saloons. Like
yeah,
like fridges stocked with beers, and yeah, it's ridiculous. And some of them even hire their man caves out for events and stuff.
Yeah, right.
So it's pretty interesting. Like if you got a bit of space in your yard, like I'd get into that.
Yeah. Oh man, I got to find me some kind of friend who's got that. You know, just imagine rocking up on a Friday afternoon. It's only like 3 or 4 blokes in this enormous area, and there's beers just chock-a-blocked full of beer.
Oh, it'd be what was the name of that party goer back like 10 years ago? Corey.
Oh, Corey Worthington.
Yeah. Don't tell him about it.
Oh man, that was the best.
And then he did the interview, and the ladies and the interviewer was like, do you feel what was it? I think she said, do you feel ashamed or do you feel bad about what you've done here? And he's like, no.
And he's just standing there, and he had a snapback and those bloody sunglasses with his yellow hair.
Well, those sunnies.
Like, I don't give a shit.
Those sunnies are quite often called the Corey Worthingtons now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can't go past them. Like, he's made an image just from that interview.
Oh, he I think he does professional catering now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was on. I forget what reality TV show it is. Jamie, get it up.
Oh wow. So how long was that the first Jamie jokes come out?
You reckon they'll listen to this and be like, fuck those guys?
Oh no, I'll probably invite us on. Like, oh yeah, I got these guys from Australia and they run a little podcast.
Oh dude, there's nothing more frustrating listening to podcasts and they're talking about Australia.
Yeah. And
they've just got it like 100% wrong.
Oh yeah.
100%. I was listening to PKA, it's got that FPS Russia and they were talking about koalas and they're like, dude, they got human STDs. I was like, oh, they're going to talk about chlamydia and koalas. It's like, man, they got hepatitis and shit.
Oh shit.
And I was like, fuck.
Oh, that's insane.
Oh, it's crazy. And and then they were talking about the wildfires on the Joe Rogan show.
Yeah.
And the ones in New South Wales, and it wasn't like, oh, they're like destroying like people's houses. It's like a Black Friday or whatever. They were worried about the koala's environment getting decimated. And as I was listening to it, I was like,
oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure I passed 3 koalas just down here in Adelaide.
Yeah. Far out. They're all migrating.
Mm.
It's like, nah, fuck. New South Wales, bye-bye.
Well, they're pretty, like koalas are, I was saying to Molly that I hadn't seen so many koalas since I moved down here. And a lot of them are on the side of the road dead, unfortunately.
Right.
Because they try to cross during the day from tree to tree.
Yeah.
And then people just run over them and don't give a shit. But like, it's a koala and it's solid. Like, you'd know if you hit it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to ride over it.
No. You ride a motorbike, don't you?
Yeah. And actually, I was riding along Gorge Road a few weeks ago, and there was just the koala just like hoofing it along the side of the road. And I'd never actually seen one alive on the ground before, like in the wild.
Yeah.
Well, the wild, but, you know.
Yeah.
It was just hoofing up along the ground. I was like, wow, that's what they look like when they walk on the ground. It's just so far out. But yeah, you always see them in trees and shit.
Yeah, I think because the first time I saw one was at Australia Zoo,
Yeah, right.
and the lady was like feeding it eucalyptus and stuff, and we were all having pats and things. But the eucalyptus like keeps it drugged out
Yeah, right.
because I don't know where, because they're the only animals that eat it. Because
Yeah.
eucalyptus is toxic to pretty much anything else, and they
Oh,
eat
wow.
it all day long. And because
Shit.
it's not very nutrition dense, they have to eat a lot of it.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, this lady like stopped feeding it eucalyptus for a little bit, and it slowly like just started looking around, and then its big hand come out with its huge claw. I was like trying to grab it, shit.
Get on my crack.
Yeah, man, they're scary. They're scary once you get
Oh,
once they get a bit active, eh?
Yeah. Oh, far out. It
Oh,
might be something.
It was Ninja Warrior. Corey Worthington was on Ninja Warrior.
Oh, get fucked.
Yeah.
He's a gym bro now.
I think so. He's got like neck tattoos and shit.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Here we go. Yeah, he's got a shit haircut and neck tattoos.
Oh, he's still got the sunglasses.
Yeah, I don't know. There's another photo of him up here from when. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, that's him. Look at that hair.
Older current affair. I wonder if it was Grimshaw that was interviewing him.
Tracy Grimshaw.
Mm.
What a lass. Hoons. Bad tenants. Bad businesses. Dodgy trades. She's over it all.
The supermarket meat wars.
Petrol prices.
Servo wars.
How much did that massage cost?
They're pretty crazy over there at a current affair. It's so sensationalized.
Yeah. And actually, Oz was in another podcast where there was this guy that actually had a hit piece on him, on a current affair, and he was explaining like all the shit they do to you, like to make it look like better TV. So, and one example is like the camera. You know when they ask him a question and they sort of like look all dodgy. Like the cameraman like launches at you, but at the same time he's zooming out on the camera, so it doesn't look like anything's happening. So you sort of like look at the camera and it's like, oh, he asked me that question. And,
so he like catches you off guard, sort of
yeah,
thing.
man.
Yeah.
And you know, like when they're offline, they're just like, I'm gonna fucking destroy you on TV, man, and like just like talking to them shit, and then it's just like, and now we're live. It's just like far out, man.
It's ridiculous.
It's nuts.
Speaking of interviews, have you seen the one of that? I think it's Avi Yemeni. He's running for politics now, but he's very conservative, right wing.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen the one you're talking about.
And he's all about I think he's an army veteran, but he's all about like, he's not like against Muslims. He's against radical Muslims.
Oh yeah. That
sort of thing, and it's pretty heated on Facebook and stuff. But
yeah, as it would be.
He interviewed he got interviewed by Jim Jeffries.
Yeah.
Who was trying to make him look like the bad guy and try and pull the piss. And Avi had someone else like recording him secretly, and it's only on Facebook. I've only seen it on Facebook, and I think it got taken down.
Okay.
But Jim Jeffries was saying how he also hates Muslims and think they should fucking die.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they caught it like on a phone camera, and they released it, and then it got taken down, so he put it on Facebook. And yeah, I think it got taken down, because right after that, the Jim Jeffries show stopped on Fox as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's related, but it's a good conspiracy.
It could be. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. They're pretty, like, radical on Fox as well, so they might be like, oh, yeah, we like guys who hate Muslims. But, I mean, he's sort of like, it's publicly known that he said that shit now. So it's like, oh, yeah, maybe we won't keep him on.
Yeah. Jim Jeffries is a bit funny, eh? I don't think he's funny.
Yeah. I can see what you mean there. Like, I remember, you remember that, it was like, almost, it was trending a while ago, that video of him talking about, like, gun control.
Oh, yeah.
Stand-up.
That Oscar Pistorius one.
Oh, it might have been that. I don't know.
He's like, Gendy, go and get the gun. And then he's like crawling along the floor trying to undo the gun safe and shit.
That's the one. Yeah.
He's like, I'll fucking shoot you.
Yeah, and it's just like, that's not that funny, but, you know, people still like it.
Yeah.
It's not because it's funny and he's a good stand-up comedian.
Well, I don't think Oh, we might not think he's funny because essentially, like, he's an Australian in America.
Yeah,
Americans find
yeah.
Australians
So
pretty
that
funny.
he's just making fun of Australia, like culture and
Oh, not
you know,
quite, but like
articulation.
he's just putting like an Australian twist on
Oh, okay.
how he tells his jokes and like how we would down at the club or down at the bar or something.
Down at the Robbity Dub.
But like in comparison to us, like messing around with our mates and stuff, it's
Yeah.
or Aussies messing around with Aussies and stuff. It's really just the same thing. Like we see it every day,
Yeah.
so it hasn't got that.
I guess that's why we don't find it very funny, eh? Because we're just used to it.
We just like immune
It's like,
to the Jim
yeah.
Jeffries humour.
Davo down the pub was saying that the other day as well, and I laughed about it then. It's not funny anymore.
Oh fuck! But he's got a few good ones. I like the one where he talks about the Anne Frank Museum
Oh,
and
fuck. Yeah.
getting that I think it's a vibrating egg stuck in his ass or something.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
What the fuck?
But he takes it a bit far sometimes.
Oh, yeah. You reckon? Going to an Anne Frank museum and doing shit like that. Wow.
Oh yeah, what's the not what's the go, but how's the Trump impeachment?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a fucking shit show.
Oh, it's just been a witch hunt from the start,
Yeah.
and then yeah, it's just blown up into a circus now.
And American politics, man, I don't know about you, but it just sort of reminds me of, like, pro wrestling. It's just like, what will happen next week on Raw?
Gonna make America great again.
And he's just, just like on the turnbuckle and it's just like, people, I am Trump.
All these leftist jabronis.
And then, like, the Democrats, they're just a stable and the entrance music plays and he's just like, looks at him like, oh no. But seriously, like, the stuff that's going on, you just hear about it. It's just like, what? It's like far out, man.
It's very sensationalized. You know, like when you were, I don't know if you did in high school, but we used to watch pictures of Japanese Parliament.
Oh, and they're just like full yelling at each other. And,
yeah, they just
like,
swear.
punch ups and stuff.
They talk for a little bit and then just end up just punching on. And now, like, American politics is like just verbal bashing.
Yeah.
Every day there's a new scandal.
I don't know how they keep up with it. Like, it's just like, oh yeah. And last week he did this, but then the previous week he said something that contradicts that. And it's just like, far out, man. It's like,
Well, it's a lot with ScoMo and the wildfires. Like, it really doesn't matter what he would do.
they're
Either
gonna
way,
bash
it's
him
wrong.
anyway.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And you can't really escape. That's what happens when you get in the spotlight, I guess.
Yeah. But I feel like it's gotten heaps worse, like, in the last 5, 10 years or so. Like, before then, it was sort of there a bit, but you still... Like, John Howard. Remember him? He was in power.
Mm.
Like, he was sort of... Like, you either love him or you hate him. But the media wasn't just, like, beating the fuck out of him the whole time.
Oh, I reckon I fully blame Facebook. Like,
Yeah?
Facebook, YouTube comments, pretty much anywhere where anyone can have a say.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
just, it's okay to have a say, but it just escalates everything, because then, 10 people read it and go, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And then another 10 people go, nah, I don't like that. And then they'll start arguing. And then it'll turn from, one comment to 30 comments in a few minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
And then, YouTube algorithm and Facebook algorithm just think, oh, it's getting a lot of views.
Yeah.
Let's get it out there. So, while Facebook's good for, sharing, your good moments, it also shares your bad moments.
Yeah.
And...
It does.
and I find that a lot of things just get really muddied, on Facebook, just because of how many views something will get. It's already tough enough, trying to get a career outside of the army, while you have a trade or something to fall on. So I can't imagine for a grunt. I think they only have, when they get out, they have a certificate in is it frontline security? I think. and yeah, it was pretty tough, for them to land jobs. I know a lot of them go down the security route,
Yeah.
but most of them try to chase police and fire.
Mm. It's easy to see why they go overseas then and, join private security companies.
Well, there's 3 in Australia.
Really?
Yeah,
I
there's
yeah.
I don't know, man. If they kick my door down, just for mentioning them, please go gentle. It's a rental. Please don't kick it in. But yeah, I think there's Alpha 1 or something.
Yeah, right.
But they don't they're not like mercenaries like in the movie. I don't think.
Nah.
I think it's more like contracting.
Contract bodyguarding,
Yeah,
security, that sort of thing.
Yeah, mainly for diplomats and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few in Australia. There's here we go, Alpha 1. Uniform security. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. They're not like Blackwater fucking butchers, but
Oh yeah, I feel like the media just killed that, and they've really got to be careful of their image.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's why a lot of them don't really talk about.
Yeah,
they don't advertise it. I guess if you're looking for security, you're gonna go and find it. You don't need it pushed in your face every day.
That's right. Yeah, man.
Ooh. But yeah, the media chopped that down with the Blackwater stuff. Because what happened? I think the security contractors killed civilians or something.
Yeah. All I can think of is those 3 that got burned.
Oh, really?
To death.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other than that, but I'm sure there is. Just them being cowboys or being reported.
Oh, we go. Nisso Square massacre. Employees of Blackwater Consulting, security consulting, now Academia. Oh, so their fucking company went to shit. So they just started a new one, different name. Provided security services in Iraq, shot at Iraqi civilians, killing 17 and injuring 20 in Nisso Square, Baghdad, while escorting a US embassy convoy. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And yeah, those dudes would have lost their jobs for sure.
Or even if it was not really reported, through the media, if it was just the company that was aware that it happened and the world wasn't aware, would they still have got fired? You reckon? Or they'd be oh, it's just one of them things. People died, slap on the wrist.
I don't know. You reckon if no one found out?
Yeah. Would they still lose their jobs?
Possibly. Probably not. I reckon. Because you hear about it all the time with intelligence agents and stuff that do
unethical things.
Yeah, very like that. And intelligence agents still keep them on. Look at after World War II, man, when that Operation Paperclip. Yeah. So I definitely think it happens. It really depends on how much of an asset that person is to the company.
Yeah, that's right. They could just be you're not really in this sort of role anymore. You're going to have to guard an embassy or something. You're not, active bodyguard patrols. Or you're just sitting on top of a Silverado with an M16. It's who's looking at me wrong? Yeah. But it's probably not. It's obviously not like that. But some people are just not right in the head.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've heard a lot of my mates that went over to were saying that some of the operators they didn't even talk to them, private contractors and stuff. They'd try to hang out with them and they would just walk away straight away. Didn't want anything to do with anyone else. Just do their one of them, my mates is
the contractors didn't want anything to do with anything else.
No, with anyone else except they pretty much just do their fitness stuff, get their missions, I guess, and then go and execute. Come back and start all over again.
And they just don't talk to anyone, don't socialise at all.
They might sign an NDA, but
okay.
When they sign up,
yeah.
But yeah, one of my friends was used to run track on one of the bases. I forget what it was. I think it was that. Anyway, he used to run track, and one of the contractors used to run track as well.
Yeah.
And this fellow would do 10 400 meter laps. and then just call it there. He reckons this contractor would have been out there for 6 or 7 hours, like just running around this track.
Far out.
And he's like a 7-foot African guy.
That's insane.
Like, yeah, it took him. They were over there for 9 months, and it took him 6 months until he finally like said hello to him, or like it just wanted anything to do with him, and that's all he got out of him was like small talk, and that was it.
Oh wow.
Mm.
They just must have like this James Bond image in their own head. It's just like, yeah, I'm a different level.
Yeah, for sure. Even in the basic so like when I was in the army, I was Raimi Recovery.
Yeah.
But like anyone in a combat corps will refer to support as Pogues.
Yeah.
Like, posted on garrison. Like it's like you're just a bottom feeder, mate. You don't fight wars. And then, but once you look at like not knocking what they do, like obviously they fill an important role and they should be good at what they do. But once you look at like how much more of an asset you are to the big green machine compared to like an infantry soldier, like an infantry soldier is qualified in weapons and stuff, but without those weapons being fully functional and working, like he's just useless. Like he's only as good as his tools.
Yeah.
So it's the armourer's job to make sure that all those tools are fully functional. Same as it was my job to make sure that the tanks and like any armoured vehicles and stuff were ready to go. Like in regards to like movement wise and casualties.
Don't you get like the same weapons training as them anyway?
Yeah, same basic. Like we all qualified in the style. So like you're a soldier first, and everybody knows how to shoot like a style or a section weapon or something. And then I went off to do my recovery specific course. It goes for 6 months in Bandy, and there we just learn how to do recoveries, like vehicle recoveries, like from pretty much anywhere, like in a swamp to cliff sides, and we just do that for 6 months, and then towing, like what's legal on the roads, what to do on battlefields, mobilising quickly, and then all the maths behind it as well. So, like when you go forward driving and someone gets stuck and your mate goes, oh, just chuck a snatch strap on it and we'll pull it out.
Yeah.
What we did at the recovery school was like, look, we need to know how much we're going to pull on that so that we know if we're going to damage it or not, or if we've got the equipment to pull it out. So, like once you've done it a few times, you start getting better at it, and you can just look and go, yep, I'm able to pull that out. I've got all the gear I need.
Rather than, chucking a snatch strap
on
and then getting bogged yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit.
Exactly. Whereas, so like I'll do that and then post to my unit.
Yeah.
And then I'll specialise. I specialise from there. And our recovery has like a couple... Well, they've mainly got armoured vehicles and engineering streams.
Yeah.
And I went armoured vehicles instead, but I went tracked as well. So, but an infantry soldier will like go through basic training like everybody else. And then once they get out of basic training, they go to Singo and they'll learn their infantry minor and major tactics. And that's like... Yeah, like all the room clearing and like fighting on... I don't know. I haven't been through it myself, but it's a lot more in-depth into land warfare.
Yeah, right.
Mm. And then they come out thinking they're fucking the top shit. And then you drive past them on a training exercise and they're like humping these 40 kilo packs and you're throwing Coke cans out the window of your truck. So I think I had more fun being recovery than most grunts would have had.
Yeah. Well, it just depends what you like, really. Because some people were just into that, like just self-image of being a frontline soldier, and it's like I'm on my feet, I've got this backpack on, and I'm hot shit. But yeah, and you've transitioned pretty well because you're now in trucking, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I drive tilt trays for a plant equipment hire.
Yeah.
Place, and so it's a lot similar to what.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot similar to what I used to do. So it wasn't like a difficult transition. It was just when I first got out, I think I had trouble transitioning to working with civilians.
Yeah.
Because you just don't have time for them at the start. Because most army guys, like if you're a good soldier, like you're pretty efficient at what you do. Like everything's like clear as crystal.
Yep.
There's no messing around with what task you've got to complete. And I was pretty fortunate when I got out. I got into a transport company in Darwin. Most of them were ex-army, and most of them I'd worked with before.
Yeah.
It was when I went from there to working for like driving agitators here, where everybody was old and they were civilian, or like none of them had done any service.
Yeah.
And they just didn't have any. You notice that they don't have much discipline, and they don't really care about what they've got to do. Like, understandably, it's not like it's just their job. It's not like be all and end all.
But you've got to have some pride in your work, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And like a lot of people don't. I found that a lot of civilians didn't have the same prospects in their job as an army guy did. Because an army guy, like, he might hate his job, but he'll just get the job done.
And still do the best effort.
Yeah, he'll do it faster, he'll do it better, and he'll do it, he'll just do it regardless of how he feels about the task altogether.
Yeah. And I mean, I wouldn't, not to toot my own horn, but I haven't really got that level of discipline. But I remember my first job, I was working with a couple of Indian dudes as a powder coater, and, just learning my work ethic. And something I always think of is one of my colleagues, he's just like, look, work is work. That's it. Like, you're doing the same thing, and you just do what you can to the best of your abilities, and that looks good on you. That looks good on everyone. It makes things better. You got to take pride in your company, who you work for.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously you prioritise your work, but you just, like work is work. He's right. Like, if you rock up and do your best every day, as much as you hate it, like, it's going to reflect better on you.
That's right.
Than if you drag your feet all day. Yeah, but, a lot of army guys, like, feel that way as well. And you'll notice that, like, a lot of young people, if they don't like what they're doing, they just won't care about it at all. Like, they'll just slack it off. Like, if you don't want to be there and you don't show that you want to be there, just don't be there.
That's right.
You're, like, more of a hindrance than than someone who's willing to do it, whether they like it or not.
Yeah. And I mean, the place I'm working at now, they went through, like, 5 apprentices because they just didn't have good work ethic. They just rocked up and sort of were sitting on their phone all day, dragging their feet, taking ages to do stuff. And it's just like, you're not going to stay in a company if they see you doing that. They're like, nah, we don't want to work with you. Just because, people look out for that good work ethic. So, I suppose that's how people can transition from the services into, like, civvy life. But, I can see how you get frustrated, dealing with them, because you just see that sort of shit, and it's just so incomprehensible. And it's just like, why don't you just do your job properly? Yeah,
literally, most jobs, the quicker you do your job, the quicker you can go home. Yeah. That's how I see it. Like, the quicker I can get this done, the quicker I can get home to do what I want to do.
Yeah, that's right.
But in saying that, I don't think you should compromise, like, family over work.
Oh, yeah, it is a fine line.
I've, quite a few times I've dropped work, like, just to come home and see, like, Molly will have something on, or there's, like, a family thing that I have to go to.
Exactly, yeah.
And, I don't think you should compromise that at all. Family's, like, you can get another job, you can't get another family.
That's right. Yeah. But, you just got to find that work-life balance, I guess,
I really think, I'm hitting a midlife crisis.
Oh, no.
And, because I said to Molly, like, a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I should study something. Or, like, years ago, I was like, I should go to TAFE and study something or save some money up so I can go and do, like, something. And she's like, what would you do? And I was like, I want to do, like, have a crack at being a nurse. Like, either paramedic or medicine or just general nursing.
Yeah, okay.
And then see how I go from there. Or, I just wanted to try different things. Like, I was looking at just acting lessons just for fun.
Yeah, okay.
And, like, all that stuff. And I really think, like, playing rugby is, like, really giving me, like, a little bit of a release from just the everyday hustle.
Yeah, absolutely it has. And I've sort of, like, since the season's finished, I'm just like, oh, what do I do with my Tuesdays and Thursdays
It's
now?
frustrating, eh?
It's like...
It's so frustrating. But the worst part is that the rugby season down here is so long that you can't really start up another sport in the off season. Like it overlaps with the gridiron season. So like in the upcoming to the finals, I was doing like Monday and Wednesdays or Tuesday and Thursdays at the rugby club, and then Monday and Wednesdays at the gridiron club.
Oh yeah.
And it was like too much. Like I wasn't home. I was going straight from work to training.
Yeah.
And like, which would have been alright, but I had stuff to do at home as well. So, yeah, and then it left, like, it didn't even leave me weekends because gridiron play games on Friday nights, and then rugby on Saturday, and then you're too sore for Sunday.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's a crazy like workload for just your own time.
Yeah, and like Jason's pretty impressive in that rugby is his life.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
And the dude's 40, man.
Yeah.
Like, I would have hung up the saddle ages ago.
And you see him walking out on the field, it's like he's a like jacked version of the Michelin Man. Just all of his strapping and all this like shit. It's like, mate, why don't you just get a big fucking leg cast and just complete the image?
Remember when we played was it Burnside? And he had both his shoulders strapped. And he was trying to catch the ball that was coming down, and they like his hands couldn't even close in the middle.
Yeah, that's the game I was talking about. It's like, I can't do it.
Cut the tape.
Oh, did you see that that video of Beasts where he like lifted someone up and they fell backwards over his head?
Oh
and
yeah,
caught it, and he's just like holding them there.
He's holding on by his shorts.
Oh man, and he's just like, yeah. And then just lifts him up and puts him down. It's like, Jesus, how are you that strong?
I don't know. You reckon the ref? Surely the ref would have had to call a penalty or something until he could safely place him down.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that would work. But yeah, it's definitely... Well, even the strength of some of these rugby players... like George North is like 28, I think.
Yeah.
And he picked up Israel Folau.
Yeah, I watched that video the other day. Oh.
And they're both like 110 kilo boys. Like,
yeah. They're like about the same size, weren't they?
Yeah, well,
he just picked him up and kept going.
Yeah, Izzy was a fullback, I think, and George is a winger, so they're same position, pretty much the same build.
Oh, back three.
Yeah, and if you watch that entire game, George North was on Izzy's case. Like every time Izzy had the ball, like George North was coming out of nowhere, and sneaking up on him. Fucking Izzy's fallen off the rails, eh?
Oh yeah, yeah. What a fucking cartoon character he is.
He had me like when he put the Instagram post, I thought, oh, maybe like he's entitled to his view.
Yeah,
you know, like he can do what he wants. And then he got fired over that. And I think we were talking about it down at the rugby club.
Yeah.
And Jason's like, he's a bigot and like all this stuff. And we're like, yeah, but like he's allowed to sue. He can do what he wants, basically. Like he should be able to say what he wants. He shouldn't encroach on his employment. And I said to Jason, I was like, it doesn't, like this court case, like it doesn't matter what outcome it has. Like that court case is going to change workplace industry laws, like forever in regards to like speech in employment. And it has. There's a proposed bill that protects religious freedoms.
Yeah, right.
Now, and it's crazy. I agreed with it when I saw the headline.
Yeah.
And then I read it and I was like, what the fuck is this?
I suppose it's a bit different though. Like they're going to be careful when they write that sort of thing because he is in the public eye, whereas like regular people, it would be sort of a little bit, I don't know, less bad because like not as many people are seeing it. So, you know, just take Izzy Folau for example. He like all those followers, like millions and millions of people just follow him. And all those people are seeing what he's saying, you know? Whereas if it's only like, Joe Blow with 20 friends on Facebook and all the other shit he shares is like minions and stuff, it's just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It's just people in his workplace that are like, oh, that guy's a piece of shit.
That's right.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying earlier about the comment section and stuff. Like, it just snowballs. And yeah, Izzy might think that he's in the right by sharing a simple Instagram post or whatever, or a simple thing. But yeah, it definitely has a large outreach, and then people tell their friends, and then their friends that tell more friends.
Exactly.
Mm.
Like, it's got so much like room to grow and spread.
Mm. Oh, so this is the like some of the proposed religious bill, not laws, like regulations. Oh, here we go. And one of them says a single mother who, when dropping her child off at daycare, may be told by a worker that she is sinful or denying her child a father.
Far out.
Yeah, it's like they'd be allowed to say it. Or a student with a disability may be told by a teacher their disability is a trial imposed by God.
Far out.
That's just an outright lie. But this bill's just to protect people to say that stuff. And then it finishes at the bottom with caveats, statements must be in good faith, not to be malicious or harass, vilify or incite hatred against a person or group, not advocate for the commission of a serious criminal offence. How do you tell someone that they're sinful for denying their child a father without being malicious?
Look, I'm telling you in good faith here, your baby needs a daddy.
You're just a goddamn sinner.
Do you see that religious bill that's going on in India right now?
The what?
It's like a similar like religious thing that go on in India.
Mm.
They people that are living illegal in India, that have like refugees that have fled their country, like Pakistan and Afghanistan, Iraq, places like that, like Syria.
Mm.
Like if they end up in India, and then Christian, Hindu, like basically a few religions from that part of the world, but not Muslim, you're allowed to stay there for but not Muslims. Like, they left Muslims off of the list, and there's like huge uproar about it.
Oh, so they're like denying them asylum?
Yeah. Oh, they're not.
Not like
they're making it hard. Like, I think you have to be in India 10 years before like you become a naturalized citizen.
Mm.
Whereas like these other religions, they're making it, now it's only like 5 or 6 years where you can become a citizen.
Oh, okay. So like an Islamic person has to wait 10.
No, Islamic people do have to wait 10, and everyone else doesn't.
Yeah, they just
Yeah, and there's this like huge uproar about it. But it's just like, well, you don't really have like heaps of problems with like other religions. Like it's mainly the Islamic one.
Yeah. I don't know, there's a lot of around like Islam is like the religion of hate and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I haven't researched into it a lot.
Nah.
And I don't want to have a strong opinion on my podcast because I don't want it to get cancelled really early.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it's definitely interesting, like how like people that are Islamic true believers, how do you assimilate that into modern society?
Yeah, exactly.
Without encroaching on other people's freedoms?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Mm. Yeah, it's definitely a tough one. I don't know anyone who's got like a straight cut answer to it.
Yeah, because I feel like Christians, for example, they're better at integrating in other cultures.
Well, it's because most governments are built
true.
Christian societies.
Yeah. The only thing is, like, they can sort of be a bit annoying, like pushing their religion on you. It's like, become a Christian.
Yeah, true.
They do like door knocking and stuff.
Oh man, I used to answer the door with like my short shorts on and no shirt.
Yeah.
And I remember in Darwin, I used to have this house with a long driveway, and left the gate unlocked one time. And these two I don't know if they were Mormon, but it was something along those lines. They came up, and I was just sort of working on stuff, shirt off, and they started talking to me, and I was like, wait, I don't think you can enter my property without my permission. And they're like, oh, how are we supposed to get your permission? And I was like, see me? No, but you're in the middle of your property. And I'm like, well, you can't come and see me then. And there was these two old frail ladies, and I was like, look, like, I don't think you're bad people. I just don't like that you've encroached on my privacy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same thing with door knocking. Like I used to do door-to-door sales actually for Foxtel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you bastard. I'm leaving. I hate those dicks.
I didn't do it for long.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
But yeah, like it's not so much that you're trying to sell something to them or like trying to get them to do something.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they don't know who you are and you've gone and knocked on their door.
Yeah.
Is the bit that's most offensive to people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different.
I mean, it makes sense when you say it like that.
Mm.
It's just like, this is my time.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
it's like most people who work like 8-hour days. They don't want to see anyone. They barely want to be. They barely want to do anything at home, and then to have like some random dude knock on their door and then have to listen to them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's pretty insulting.
Yeah.
Actually.
I mean, just think about it. Like, you pay, even though it's a rental, you pay to live here. You pay for this property.
Mm.
So it's like, this is me.
Yeah, it's my domain.
This is my domain.
And not only that, like, if somebody really wants something, they'll go and get it. Like,
Yeah.
you can't. Sales it works to a degree, but if someone really wants something, they're not going to take anything else. They'll just go and get it anyway.
Yeah.
I find like that's the whole nature of consumerism.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
I mean, I suppose people that like are easily convinced though, they're like, oh yeah, this is a good idea, let's do it, and like just not really think about it very much.
Mm.
They like that's who they're marketing to with door knocking. But
Yeah.
then like other people are just like, can you please just fuck off so I can go back to watching fucking Neighbours?
Yeah, well, even stuff like radio rentals and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're going to pay $1,000 more just in interest
Oh, yeah.
than what the product's worth. Like, who is so weak-minded to think that like if I pay $45 a week, it's going to equal $3,000 over 3 years, but this fridge is only worth $800. Like, that's a good deal.
But I can have it today.
I could have it today.
And I mean, radio rentals is pretty huge though, so people do get behind it. Like they got Knowlesy on their ad.
Do they?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh,
They
really?
did that,
I haven't
remember?
seen it. No.
Oh. Yeah, he just covered someone else's song and just put in radio rentals there.
He's a character, not He's
Oh, he is.
right, just the amount of shit that he gets on Facebook too. Like his Facebook page is just riddled with funny stories. And where did he get? He got kicked out of that strip club because he got jacked. Hey, he got jacked. Like he's fucking pretty solid dude now.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Oh wow.
And he got kicked out of the strip club, and he tried to fight I think he might have tried to fight the doorman.
Yeah. Okay.
He got kicked out, and then he was at that concert where someone was like heckling him.
Yeah, they're heckling him.
Yeah, and he's like, "I'll fuck your missus and your mum." Like, if that was like Macklemore or like Ja Rule or something, they'd be like, "Oh, he's never coming to Australia again." And because it was Knowlesy, they're like, "Oh, yeah, I'll agree with him."
It's like, oh, I don't give a fuck.
Or even Barnsey. If Barnsey had said that, they would have been like, "Yeah, he's true blue." He's true. I'll see you down at Largs, mate.
I see you after the show, mate.
Oh,
He probably would fight you as well.
Barnsey?
Yeah, Barnsey.
Yeah, probably. He could scrap. Angry Anderson lives in Darwin as well.
Eh?
Yeah, he owns a property there, and he does all the ads for Titan Sheds, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny. He just talks about like how strong these sheds are and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think he flew home when his son died in the Gold Coast.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, he owns a property up there. I was pretty blown away because I thought he was Queensland based most of the time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so what, he's just like a local personality?
Yeah.
And he just like, so like you see, he's just in like TV ads and stuff.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Mm. I think he does radio ads for him as well.
Oh, wow. I wonder if like Knowlesy's pretty big where he's from and he just does like all the local shit. come down and see Nosey on a Tuesday afternoon shopping centre concert.
Hey, imagine if he if he ran like an escort service and his slogan was, "Oh fuck you, Mrs. and your mum into cuckolding."
My missus and my mum will come and fuck you.
But yeah, all those Facebook comments where they're like, "Oh, Nosy, you sheep shagger, I haven't seen you in yonks."
Yeah.
Yeah, some pretty good ones. And then he did that video where because at the end of them they're like, "Oh, give us back me round the Twist DVD collection." I haven't seen it in years. And yeah, he did a video where he actually bought that stuff and sent it off to people.
Oh wow!
He picked like 10 of them or something and just sent them off. I think the hardest one was the Round the Twist collection.
Oh yeah,
VHS collection.
Yeah, that'd be fucking hard to get your hands on.
Oh yeah, that wasn't bad. That was a pretty crazy show though.
Kevin Rudd did something similar as well. Did you see that with the
really?
fucking handball?
The handball?
Yeah, like he came on Facebook one time and put up this video that he said he was like sending out, like just like signed handballs, like school court handballs.
Oh, I thought he sucked a handball.
Oh, I don't know.
Or was it cricket?
Maybe he's just making a big joke of it. Like, yeah, I'm a number one at this. I'll send you like a signed ball. And he was actually doing it, like sending them out. It's like, oh, send a satchel to this address and we'll send it back with a signed handball from Kevin Rudd. And I thought about doing it, but I was just like, oh, do I really want that?
Yeah, I remember when he threw that cricket ball and it sort of like come out of his hand sideways and it was just terrible. And then they threw it back to him and it went through his hands and bounced off his foot.
Oh, far out.
So it was terrible. I don't know any politicians that have a decent backspin.
I'm sure Johnny Howard could do it. He went for his walks, remember?
Oh, yeah. Fucking Tony Abbott used to go for runs, man. I think he did marathons.
Really?
Yeah, he's a machine.
He does sort of have that, like, cyclist physique, though. Like,
it's the budgie smugglers.
Yeah, I can see him in, like, those wraparound sunglasses and, like, a fancy coloured bike helmet. Just in a fucking bike lane.
Oh, he did. He did, City to Surf Marathon. Bill Shorten smashes Tony Abbott in the City to Surf.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he beat Tony Abbott by nearly 4 minutes. Bill Shorten doesn't strike me as someone who's physically fit.
Nah. He looks like a big, round politician. Maybe it's just the suits they wear.
He looks soft, like his body just looks soft.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. I can see that.
That was crazy. That was that election was pretty, I don't know, it was very tough who to vote for, I think. They're all making promises.
Yeah, it's like, the way I looked at it, it was like, one was bad, and the other one's also bad. Like South Park, that episode, Giant Douche and Turd Sandwich. It's like, all we needed was like a vote or die sketch.
Then
I love that episode, man.
Then there was like Clive Palmer in the background. Oh, make Australia great again. Make it great.
You know what? I'll admit it on this podcast first. I totally voted for Clive Palmer, just for the lols. I was just like, I want to see him get in and see what he does.
Oh, is that Cards Against Humanity card?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Clive Palmer's soft body or whatever it is?
Yeah, Clive Palmer's soft shitty body.
Just the way he was talking in his campaign ads, I was just like, I want to see what this guy does.
Oh, and then all the posters around town. And he had, do you like his page on Facebook? His Clive Palmer's meme page
Clive
or something?
Palmer memes.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
He made his own memes, man. Or he had someone make his own memes.
Yeah, that was totally not him doing it. He couldn't meme to save his life. Like, he appeared in a couple of videos where he's like, remember the big thing was like Clive's Tim Tams? And he's always talking about Tim Tams? He appeared in a video and he's just like, yeah, Tim Tams. But it didn't seem like genuine. It's just like, yeah, you're getting your memes made for you. He's got a ghostwriter for his memes.
Just speaks into his lapel mic. Remember that one for later.
Oh, yeah. That was hilarious. And now he's nothing. He's back to being a businessman. He couldn't do a Trump.
Yeah. You reckon he just pumped it up for the election? Like that was his one shot?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I remember there was like all these videos of him falling asleep as well in Parliament.
Oh, wow. That's
But-
why I wanted him to win. Because he seemed like front and center, and the other guy, like the opposition leaders, just like yell at him, and he's just like dozing. It's like I don't like this at all. I'm gonna sleep.
Do you think if the fires were on, he would have gone on a holiday? Or you reckon he would have been on a holiday for like the entire year?
Run the country from Hawaii.
It's like, I'll do it all remotely. It's efficient.
Nah, he'd probably just have a Gold Coast penthouse or something.
Oh, imagine if you made a meme about the wildfires.
Oh,
That'd be
fuck.
far, eh?
It'd probably be then, like, just him in a helicopter, just, like, throwing a bucket out the window himself. Fuck you, ScoMo, this is what I'd be doing.
Oh, shit. He probably would too, like, Photoshop his face on that helicopter pilots and stuff. Gordon apart.
Oh, man, I forgot about his bad Photoshops.
And meanwhile, he has, like, the worst gait just walking around in history.
Oh, yeah.
He's terrible.
Yeah, that fucking guy. He did get some traction for a hot minute, though.
When he, like, first started his Facebook thing, so, like, 2 years ago, I think, when he started his campaign, I was convinced. Like,
Yeah.
And then he got closer and I was like, nah, this guy's just full of shit.
Yeah. I reckon I was within the first, like, 5,000 likes on that page. I was just like, Clive Palmer, me? I know. It was his official page.
Yeah.
I saw the tick and I was just like, get fucked. Yeah, that was insane. That fucking guy.
Yeah, and you're right. He's like no one now. Like, it just seems to be between Scott Morrison and Bill Shorten now.
Yeah, and I'd love to see just some strong figure in Australian politics. I mean, that's what we need.
Mm. Yeah, well, that's what they, like, experts reckon has happened in the States. Like, they ended up with Donald Trump because a lot of Americans that voted for the Republicans wanted a change so bad.
Yeah.
That they didn't just get a change, they got an extreme change. Like,
Yeah.
it's gone so far over to one side.
Yeah. And that makes sense, like, to want that. And I feel like it could happen here as well.
Yeah.
I mean, although...
I reckon it'd take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Like, we're not quite there.
We're not crazy enough.
America.
America's crazy. We're just like, oh, hang on. Maybe we'll just re-elect ScoMo.
It's like, well, he did an average job last time. Do we want someone above or below average? No, we'll just get the same thing again.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, because John Howard did like 2 terms or something, didn't he?
Oh, he was like there for like 10 years. It was like 95 to 2005 or something like that. Just like, he was there for ages.
Yeah. And then, was it Kevin Rudd was in and then Julia Gillard replaced him?
Actually, you reckon like that was the Australian version of what happening? Like John Howard and then Kevin Rudd was our like completely different guy?
Maybe. Well, but like you reckon because our policies are a little bit different.
Yeah.
Julia Gillard just... I don't know what happened. Like,
People
what
were
she
just
achieved.
tired of John Howard and it's like, let's go with the next guy. And it was fucking Kevin Rudd. And now look where we are.
Yeah. And then Julia... Well, everybody who was back in Julia was pretty much like, look, he's not quite right. We'll just replace him. It was like 6 months in too.
Yeah.
Like, he had that Kevin 07 campaign.
Yeah, that Kevin. Oh, Kevin 07. And then, he had that big sorry day as well.
Oh, is that when he apologised to
Yeah.
the Indigenous? Was
Yeah.
that NAIDOC week as well?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I just remember, like, that's the only other thing I really remember from Kevin Rudd.
Because he did that, and then he tried... Didn't he go to... He went to China to repair, like, foreign relations... Because he was a foreign relations minister, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think that was after.
Mm.
Because he full-on knows Chinese.
Yeah. It's always speaking Mandarin. And, he had that bloopers video, and he was trying to do the speech, and he was like, oh, fuck it. And that was like, no, get rid of him. He swore on TV.
Oh,
Someone leaked this video, and he's done.
Whereas we're all sitting at home like, yeah, he's a good cobber.
No, he's just one of us.
I remember when he went on. You remember when he went Rove?
Nah.
Because they just talk shit, but he does it in like a politically correct way.
Mm.
And like at the time, Rove McManus was doing this segment at the end of his show where he just like it'd be like 20 seconds or 20 questions in 20 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
For $100 or whatever it was. And his last question was always, who would you turn gay for? And he's just asked Kevin Rudd, who would you turn gay for? And he's just like, my wife.
My wife?
And I was just
what
like,
a cuck.
fucking what? Oh, wow. This is, and he had this little, like, clip show of Kevin Rudd.
Mm.
Like, and he's just doing all this outrageous shit. And yeah, he's just this huge meme, and then he comes on the show, and then it was just so shit because he was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm politically correct. I can't really say anything or do anything funny."
He was a very interesting Prime Minister, but
yeah,
personally,
I just remember this picture of him where he's just like picking and eating his earwax or something, like at an airport or something, and it's like. Who the fuck does that? You learn at like 6 or younger, but that is not what you do. Earwax is disgusting.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Oh, fuck that video as well.
And, so he got stabbed in the back by Julia, and then she got taken over by Tony Abbott, wasn't it?
I think she then lost the election.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, did she stay as the leader of the Labour Party after that for a bit? I don't know. I can't remember.
I think she might have stayed as the leader. But,
or maybe it was just him winning the election eventually that changed it.
Because she, I don't know, she didn't really do much, I don't think. She just sort of...
was there.
You kept things together for a little while and that was it.
Yeah, I don't really remember her doing anything. But, what did Tony Abbott do? Fuck all. I remember him for eating the onion. Remember that?
Oh, so as the leader of the Labour Party of the ALP, she was preceded by Kevin Rudd, and then succeeded by Kevin Rudd.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she was in power for ages. I reckon she might have won an election, and then Kevin Rudd came back, and yeah, he was just shit for like 4 months, and then lost to Tony Abbott, I think. That's what happened.
And then Tony did a full term, didn't he?
Yeah, he only did one, I think. Oh no, he did alright, and then fucking the other guy replaced him.
Bill Shorten.
Nah, it was I can't remember his name. Turnbull.
Oh, yeah,
Turnbull.
That's right. And then he lost the election to Scott Morrison.
Yeah,
because Turnbull got ousted as well, didn't he?
Or did they win the election? I don't know. Oh, fucking Australian politics, man.
Yeah, it's so wishy-washy. It's not like we've got this dude for 4 months and it takes like 3 years to impeach him. Or even English politics, or British politics. Like, Boris Johnson is so unlikely to be like a properly represented figure.
Yeah.
He's just so cartoony, as you say.
That's right.
You reckon that's what we need?
That's what we need.
What we need. I reckon we've got a little bit more struggling to do before we end up like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bit sad. Want to be good now.
Make Australia great already. Imagine if they tried to separate us from the Commonwealth. Oh, I remember they tried to do that. They tried to turn us into a federation.
Referendum. Yeah.
I don't know why you would, but the Commonwealth's not bad.
Who would we have on our coins?
Yeah, true.
Fucking
Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin, yeah, that'd be alright.
Coity.
Corey Worthington.
You reckon? On one side he's like got his sunnies on, and then on the other side he's like running the Ninja Warrior course.
It'd be like something stupid like the $5 note. Just
that's got Banjo Patterson on it, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I just use PayWave now, man. I haven't seen cash in ages. I just remember that Monash is on the 100.
Who's Monash?
General Monash.
Oh, yeah, yep. That's right, I haven't seen a Hungy in ages.
Yeah, the World War One OG. He basically won World War One.
Was it Monash? I thought, it wasn't D-Day like the brainchild of the Americans? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that was World War Two.
Oh, that's
World
right.
War One.
That's
when
when
we
we
were
were in
trenches, man.
Yeah, that's when we were in Gallipoli.
Yeah, that's it.
Mel Gibson was running across the trenches.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Everybody, heaps of people forget that he did that movie, eh?
Yeah.
And it was really good, I
He
think.
played a really good Aussie.
Yeah, and for a movie that's so old and based on such a crazy war, like, not crazy war, but like such a...
Crazy concept.
Yeah, and it was pretty horrifying too because no one really knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Especially like, because a lot of like Australian cities got bombed except for like Sydney and Melbourne and stuff. They're like out of the loop.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then to end that movie with him just trying to save a mate, like not trying to save Australia or like Turkey or something, just trying to save a mate, and that's how it ends. Like it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, I remember. I had to watch it at school, I reckon.
Mm.
But you mean, that's what it's like. It's just on a larger scale. So it's like, oh, your two mates, we're saving these other two mates. And then it just keeps growing, and it's an entire country doing that to each other.
Well,
it's basically Australia, man.
A lot of soldiers say that. Like, they don't really fight for Australia or anything. They just fight for their mates.
That's right. But it's just like, you got to think about the scale of it. So it's like, your 20 mates saving another 20 mates.
Yeah.
And then it just goes up from there.
The mateship runs deep, I find. Like, I don't know a lot of other countries that have such close bonds, like, with just their friends. Like,
yeah.
And it's completely different, too, because we'll insult the shit out of our friends.
Exactly. And, like, you'd have, like, the inter-service rivalry, right? So, like, Navy and Army and Air Force and shit.
Yeah. I was thinking that the other day.
Yeah.
On Anzac Day, Army guys will give Navy and Air Force guys shit, and it'll all just circulate around. But if, like, a civvy or something gives Army or Navy guys shit, we'll all jump in.
Yeah, exactly.
Get away from him.
Exactly.
I'll fucking smash you.
Yeah. You just take the piss out of each other, but if, you're in a war and there's a crashed plane there, and there's an Air Force guy, like, hanging out of it, you're gonna fucking rescue him. Like, come on, mate.
And it's pretty similar, like, between the rugby clubs as well. Like, if you're out of town. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter what club he plays for, he plays rugby, and he needs help.
Yeah. I guess that's why a lot of the ex-service guys come and play, because it's sort of got that same camaraderie thing.
Yeah. I've had in the clubs, like, just outside the base, too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's good stuff. Good fun.
That Elizabeth Rugby Club's definitely leaning on the Army guys for rugby players.
Yeah. I mean, that's good and bad, because, like, you see some of them play, like, they're serious players, but when they're off, like, it's just us.
Yeah, we've got to fill the gap.
We've got to fill the gaps.
And that, yeah, like, the players that we've had, like, have definitely come a long way, especially for what most of us would consider ourselves to be, like, maybe second or even third grade players.
Yeah.
They have to step up to Premier grade.
I mean, isn't it your first year at the club as well?
It's my first season.
Yeah. And
ever.
You jumped straight in to front row, Premier grade.
And
this is no one.
Man, those boys, I think every single team, their props was so much bigger than me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a pretty big dude.
We had a tiny scrum.
It's pretty funny about watching, I think it was the Storm play the Bunnies. And, Cameron Smith.
Yeah.
He was talking shit to the other scrum.
Yeah, yeah.
And he, like, went to shove him a bit when they fed the ball in. It was pretty funny. They didn't expect it and almost folded up.
I think it's just because of the way the game's played. Like, they just, as soon as the ball's out the back, they just, like, break and they're already in their defensive or attacking formation. So it's sort of similar, but...
Oh, you mean rugby league?
Yeah, rugby league.
I don't think their scrums are functional, though. Like, they don't
Yeah,
really
no, they're
serve
not
a purpose.
functional. Like, it's just to get all the forwards together, I think, and then have to, like, fan out into attack or defence. So it sort of might create a bit of a mismatch or something like that.
But I find that like with rugby league, a lot of the players like they have to be a lot more versatile to play any position,
Yeah.
and I think that's why scrums are pretty ineffective
Okay.
because everybody's pretty much the same
Yeah,
build, similar
yeah.
fitness. Like it's a very there's not much diversity between the players themselves.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't think, and like
Yeah.
because even the big props, like the biggest props, are still like some of the quickest players in the game.
Yeah.
Whereas you look at like rugby union, and you can tell that this prop isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Look at like Joe Marler and
he's
stuff.
just going to go like between
Yeah.
the rucks and that is it, no more, no less. He's just going to clean out, secure the ball all day long. No bloody funny stuff out in the wing.
Mm.
Maybe a pick and drive.
Yeah, unless you're playing like Fiji or Samoa or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they'll
everybody's
do
got a
it.
specific job.
It's like what you were saying about that Sevens comp, how I was like 130 kilo Fijians, and they're just insane.
Mm.
It's like, how the hell are you that big and that fast? It's just unfair, man.
Yes,
It's
unfair.
fucked.
Good genes. Lots of coconuts.
Lots of
Plenty of sun.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I was watching the not the rugby sevens comp in Dubai,
Yeah.
and I think the game I was watching was England versus South Africa. And Speckman, man, he's quick.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, he used to play 15s, I think,
Yeah, okay.
and they had the speed up on him, and they all averaged around 37 kilometers an hour.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that's hooking, as some people
That's
would say.
insane.
Mm.
Fasty pasty with sauce.
Well, Usain Bolt, like his sprint is 42 k's an hour.
Yeah, that's right. And that's, he's only a sprinter.
Mm.
And then there's people who play at sevens, which you've got to have like a lot of different skills for,
Mm.
and you can still run that fast.
But like Speckman playing 15s, to have that kind of speed in the second half, at any point in the second half,
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's
You
unbelievable.
just pull it out of the bag. If you don't have a fullback in front of you, it's a try.
Yeah, pretty much.
Although, I mean, some of the fullbacks have pulled off some pretty good tackles.
Yeah.
Especially this year with us, because our fullbacks have been just like overworked. Because they're always getting through defence.
And then we've got two little Asians as fullbacks. I think the only fullback that we had that looked relatively like a fullback was Rosie.
Yeah, and then when he played such a good 9 against Barossa, what would we want him anywhere else?
Mm.
Because he was amazing that game.
Yeah. Oh, is that when we played Onkers?
Oh, no, it was Barossa.
Well, at our ground.
Yeah, in the finals.
Yeah.
Because, he was just everywhere. Because you might not have really noticed, because you were playing the whole game. You don't
Oh, is that
really
when I split my head open?
I think that might have been...
Yeah.
When
I had that.
What was the shoulder thing?
That was Woodville.
That was Woodville, yeah.
Yeah, when we played Barossa, my head got split open in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
We had the first
that was
line out.
great. I'm surprised more pictures of that haven't popped up.
They only got that. There's only like 3 or 4. Man, Molly's dad has like an old Nokia, like 1110 or whatever, and
Have
he
you
was
got a picture?
he was out there taking photos. Mate.
Oh, wow. It was a pretty memorable moment, but...
Oh, it's the first time I've come off like from an injury
Yeah.
or come off at all.
Oh, it happens, man. Heads bleed like fuck.
Mm. Well, that I thought nothing of it, and I thought I was just sweating and wiped it, and there was blood pissing out, and it was a tinier scratch as well.
Yeah, it would have been nothing.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't want to incriminate myself, but apparently I shouldn't have come on after 10 minutes due to the blood rule.
Really?
Yeah, well,
Oh, I thought that was just concussions that you have to, you're not allowed to come back on straight away.
I don't know. I thought it was if the bleeding hasn't stopped within 10 minutes and you're not right to come on,
Yeah,
and you're
right.
not ready to come on, like you're not allowed to come back on.
Okay. No, I didn't know that.
I think it's a rugby thing. But Jason was also saying that only applies to
High
if
level?
you're getting paid, yeah.
Mm.
So I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. suppose it doesn't really matter at our level anyway.
It doesn't. Man, I would have run back. Well, I did run back on after my head was taped up and I looked like a golf ball.
Yeah, because you just want to get on and get back to it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it was a struggle watching you boys. I don't know. I don't even think we lost that game, but it was definitely a struggle just sitting on the sideline and watching your scrums go backwards and
Yeah.
hurt me on the inside, mate.
Well, I mean, our scrums didn't really go forward much either.
Yeah, but it felt better when I helped.
You like when I was flanking behind you as well.
That wasn't
Just
too
like,
bad.
oh yeah, I can feel I got good power coming from that side. I was like, you know what? That is high praise.
This crazy man in the front row said that I do alright.
And then later on, Dan's just like, I'm on your side, Chris. I'm on your side, Chris. And I'm just on the other side of the scrum, just like, fine. I'll be over here then.
Oh. Yeah, no, it should be an interesting season next year, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
Mm.
I told myself that I'd stay fit over the off season, and I've only done beer bottle bicep curls. And I mean, I'll probably start coming to touch now. I was going to come once work finished.
Oh, I don't think they're doing it now because it's too hot.
Yeah. Or especially like yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry, Thursday now.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about it. I was just like, oh, if the weather's
It was
going to
like-
be alright, then I'll come out.
It was like 44 degrees,
But then it was fucking 44.
Mm.
And I was just fucked from work, eh? Just working in a corrugated iron shed.
Mm. I would have like, well, this time last year I was drilling out at Broken Hill, yeah.
Far out, man.
Yeah, and it was like, the work high like said it was like 50 degrees on the windscreen.
Fucking hell.
And we were just like, we were pulling rods. We weren't pulling rods, we were pulling core tubes, and we just do that. Get that done in 20 minutes, and then go and sit under some shade.
Because, you know, even when you're out in the sun in high vis, you can just feel the heat on your shirt as soon as you walk around. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like if you're in the shade and you go back into the sun, you can just feel it.
Mm. It wasn't too bad, but because we were, like we were still under mine code, mine site policy, but we weren't like, we weren't being supervised like we were on a mine site.
Yeah, okay.
It was just some dude's station. So we pretty much just got to do whatever we want. I don't think we wore clothes half the time we were drilling. It was just jocks because it was so hot as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Would you consider doing like FIFO work? Like
I was
just
doing
sort of
FIFO
mining
work.
it?
Hey?
Going up to the mines again?
I was out at Whyalla
Oh, yeah.
before that. Like, so I started out at Whyalla doing exploration there.
Yeah.
And then we were drilling there, and the ground was terrible, and it wasn't ideal, but I was pretty new to it,
Yeah.
and it was just what they call rotary diamond drilling,
Yeah, okay.
and yeah, like it's just physical, like it's not really hard to do.
Yeah.
It's just you got to have the mentality to just keep going.
Yeah.
Basically, like you don't have to work anything out. That's all.
So
the
what's
driller's
the
job.
process? So what are you actually doing to this drill? So it's like deep hole drilling?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's got a it's like a 4-inch tube, or like
Yep.
depending on the size, but it's basically just a tube with a diamond drill bit on the end.
Yep.
On a like on a ream, like with a reamer behind it, and
Yep.
then the barrel tube, and then a reamer and stuff on the other end, just to
Yeah.
make sure that it doesn't get stuck, or to reduce the chance of it getting
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
Shit gets stuck, man.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and then you slide a core bit down the middle. As you drill down however long your core tube is, so like 3 meters. It was ours, and once that 3 meters is full, the water pressure changes, and like it tells you that it's full. So you pull it up, and it's display the core samples and stuff on trays.
Oh, yeah.
And Geotech comes out and has a look at it.
So is it like sort of mining exploration stuff?
Yeah, it's Explo.
Yeah, right. That would have been pretty interesting.
It was alright. It was pretty fun. It helps a lot if you got a good crew.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, and like my first crew was pretty good. My driller was alright. The second crew, we had this new guy, and he was an old dude too. Like I looked at him and was like, he's not going to last. Like, I barely survived my first swing.
Yeah.
And now I'm back for a second one, and it's getting easier, but this old dude's not going to last at all.
Well, just because he's not up to it physically?
Well, he told everybody he was 35, but when he got there, we found out that he was 49.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Fucking lied to us.
Wow. 35 to 49. That's not even a short few years. That's not even like a MILF at the pub. It's like, oh, I'm 32 when they're really 38. No, this is like fucking, what's that, like 14, 15 years?
It's just downright fraud, mate.
You were ripped off.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's how I felt, man, because I did all the work.
Oh,
it wasn't,
man.
and he was like half my size. I think he was like 80 kilos or something.
Yeah.
And not a very solid dude either.
Oh.
And yeah, I had to do everything. He wasn't strong enough to lift the rods. He wasn't strong enough to do heaps of other stuff.
Yeah.
I had to do that. I had to split the rods myself and like all this shit. But it's pretty good because once you've pulled your core sample for your first 3 meters and you keep drilling down, you just add a rod to it. And the rod like just drills it down. But it's got put the rod into place, it's got a like a plug.
Yeah.
That screws into the end of it, and a crane or a winch block at the top pulls the rod up, and then all you've got to do is place it.
Yeah.
So it's not too hard.
So there are some like mechanical lifting aids around there.
Yeah.
In the job.
Yeah.
But it still helps being strong.
Mm. Yeah, for sure.
Because it's sort of like you talk to some people and they're just like, oh yeah, I'll just go up the mines and make some money. But you're an unskilled labourer, and you don't, you're not used to working in heat,
yeah,
the sun.
And then they think, oh, I'll just get into drilling. It's a step into the mines. Like, no, it's not, mate. Like, someone lied to you.
I mean, there's space for unskilled labour up at the mines, but the amount of people that are just like, oh yeah, I'll go up the mines, it's just like out of control.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Man, we might cut it there. It's an hour and a half.
Far out.
Oh, mate.
Alright.
It was good having you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the invite. Shout out to all Chris's followers.
No worries, mate. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed Jack and I just taking the piss and shooting the breeze. Please have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and stay safe over the Christmas period. Thanks, guys.